You guys will find a variety of different papers in your packet this month. Everyone will have our 2 stories. Some of you might have a different level than others on this story, but everyone has level E for this one. And so this story is one that I will do an interactive seesaw lesson with, where I'll read the book, but you guys will have a hard copy that you can follow along with. And then some of you guys, depending on your student need, will have the symbol board that goes with it. And with this, you guys can really use it to, what did they do? Play. And your student, it just really helps those learners who might not be producing words at this time or may need that visual support. There's also yes, no at the top. So this is a real great aid. So when we have those stories out, make sure to pull out these mats. And I'll, for some of these items, I'll do a more in-depth, specific how to use these at another time. So this is another book that we have. So again, I'll do an interactive type seesaw activity where I read the book. And again, some of your students will have this visual mat that goes with it. There's lots of paper clips. If you feel like collecting paper clips and returning them in November, that would be great. If not, feel free to keep them. Some of you guys will have this. This is for the scrambled sentences that go with the stories that you just saw. Again, I'll give you some more directions. There will be a virtual activity of this that I'll create in Seesaw and send out. And then there's also this hands-on version. So if you find yourself in some of those Seesaw activities and the virtual version is not working well, there might be a hands-on version in your folder. So make sure to look there. And again, not everybody will have these scrambled sentences, just again, depends on where your student is. This activity, again, I'll do a virtual activity in Seesaw, and then you'll have this hands-on version to do as well. Again, lots of times we will do an activity together on the board, and then we'll do our own paper copy at our desks if we were in person. So that's kind of what Seesaw, it's kind of us doing it virtually together. I'll have examples, help walk through it, and then you guys will do the cut and paste activity. So this is a lot of the vocabulary words that will go with October. So you have 2 circles, and then the words that can cut out. And again, depending on where your student is, you can help them or they can cut them out themselves. And again, I'll include a video of how to do the paper version in our Seesaw activities at a later time. The next thing, these are some vocabulary words to go with our theme in October. And so these are just cards that you guys can cut out and work on practicing. And I'll have some activities through Seesaw with practicing these vocabulary words. And then this is just a hands-on paper copy that you guys can use. Everyone will also have, this is our pattern book. There's something similar to this each month. And so these are the choices that would go. We will have a virtual option as well that will come out through Seesaw. And then this will be your paper version. So these are the choices your students can choose. And everyone now will have, it's like a covered book. So you guys can, your student can write, trace, circle, copy, color the cover. And then here's the book. And again, I'll tell you more about the book later, but in these blanks are where these would go. And there's 4 pages, so your student will be able to write their own book. The next thing that you should probably find is the recipe. Each month we have a recipe and normally we make it in class. I will do like a video cooking show type of thing. And this is the recipe you can follow along with if you so please. And if you do try it, there is a recipe review in the back of your packet that you guys can fill out together. And the choice cards are on the last page for the what was in it part. Then each month we also have an experiment. You may or may not have some supplies in your box to go along with this. A lot of these are supplies found at home, like tape, a toy car, a measuring tape or some kind of something to measure. This is a board. You could also use a larger book. So it says 4 books stacked. You can also use a just like a big book, like if you have a bigger type board book. Anyway, so this walks us through it. We have our hypothesis, then it gives you the directions. You complete the activity together. Again, I'll do a video modeling the experiment and answering the questions, and then you guys can do it on your own time as well. And so then there are conclusion questions and data collection. And then some of you guys have received the shapes activity. And so there is a shapes sorting chart, and these are to be cut out and matched into the chart. This one is more of a direction following with some of our shapes. So this is your room. And then next page gives you directions like put the cooler under the chair, put the hiking trail sign in the bin. And then those are all your pieces that you would cut out and use to complete these directions on this page. And again, I'll have a seesaw activity that matches this. And then the last part of this one is there's a shapes matching, and so these are cut out and you find the shapes to complete the picture. There are also some other math activity pages. Depending on where your student is, they'll have a different level of math activity pages. Some are accounting, and these will be in Seesaw as well. And then you can complete them on paper as well. Lots of times, again, like in all those IEPs, we had that repeated review and drill. And so doing things multiple times is really helpful to help things stick. Some people might have the addition pages. It all depends on where your student is academically and in their goals.